Oh, wow. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. Thank you so much to Rochelle, to Jacob, to our wonderful captioner, everyone at Peach Mag. I fucking love Peach Mag. Please check them out. I've admired them for a really long time. And thank you so much for everyone for being here. I'm so honored to read with all the other readers. All y'all were fucking amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to be reading a short story I had published in 2018 called Vile as I Am. If you'd like to read it, it was published on the Nervous Breakdown. A quick shout out to the editor, Joseph Grantham. But yeah, I'll get right into it. This is called, and I won't read the whole thing, but this is called Vile as I Am. There are great fires that burned everything down, that everyone still talks about, at all the ruined remaining coffee shops. It's all everyone still talks about. There are no more wild animals in the world. No more wild animals roaming the earth. And purebred dogs are more celebrated than God now. Every day I see there's proof that things fall apart. Buildings are ruins, and the ruins are buildings. The air is less like air. There are fewer trees around, and it's hard to breathe sometimes. My wife wakes up at 4 in the morning to pray, and she does so staring at the stained glass hallway window. And because I can't sleep anymore, I have insomnia. I like to wake up with her, sit at the side of the cold bed, and watch her pray through the doorway. I smoke a cigarette and turn on our little box fan. I can hear her whispering to God in a sweet a cappella that I try to mouth along to. But I never bother her until she's finished. She prays for 7 hours. I don't believe in her God anymore. She slips off her pants and walks back into the bedroom with her eyes closed. She walks where the wooden floorboards doesn't creak, arching her feet like a tightrope walker. Sunlight shines through the cracks in the blinds and it casts her shadow against the wall. I know one of her favorite things is shadows. I know she loves watching the subtle twin shadows in a room, peeking at a secret dimension at play underneath it all. The look in her eye is cutting, unblinking, and focused. And it's as though she's watching an avalanche of blossoms approaching from behind me. She wants to fuck and have a baby. We have been trying and trying for months now. And with every failed attempt, something dies. Something crumbles a little. It's not just happening ours, but in nearly every other household. A documentary plays on the television in the background. The television is like a fireplace. The narrator on the TV says, forests cover 1/3 of all lands of the earth. Within them are half of all the animal species on the planet. But the documentary is decades old. All the David Attenborough animals are gone. No more old growth trees, no more great migrations, no more flocks, no more packs, no more murders, no more nouns of assemblage for any groups of creatures. They're all gone. I miss murders in particular. I miss seeing crows on telephone pole wires. I miss walking through a forest, and I miss seeing a forest coming into view. Although I like to make sure Emily reaches climax first, that's not the purpose today. It has not been the purpose for a few days. The point is to have a baby. A baby is a future we can believe in. A baby is something like a bright light guiding through a dank fog. Emily grabs my hair, and it's a beautiful, rare morning. We come together. Clouds gather, and there's a stillness close to joy. I call in sick to work. Emily says, I want to name the baby Charlotte. I tell her a little white lie every day, that everything is okay, that I'm doing okay. Some mornings I would say something like, let's wait and see, or let's not get ahead of ourselves. But today I say, I want to name the baby Baltimore, Balto for short. Emily walks off smiling, creaking the floorboards, and she goes off to turn off the bathroom faucet. She says, I fucking hate that. She packs her big knife and gets ready to leave for the day. I don't know what falling in love is. I don't know what staying in love is. After 10 years of marriage, I am still not sure about my footing about fucking anything. I keep my strange sick feelings to myself. I keep my mouth shut and clean. I keep my dreams inside my dreams. There's a strong wind this morning, shaking the one redwood tree still remaining in the city. I ride the train to work commuting with hundreds of other people, everyone mostly with their eyes preoccupied and glazed over. I like looking at the reflections in the train car, watching faces looking through glass as the world passes along on the other side. I am not sure if I love Emily anymore. I am not sure where my life is going, and the train car shakes. It shakes and rattles every morning. I have learned to rattle so deeply in my body. The vibrations have tickled and settled so deeply in my bones. I never have to hold on to the hand railing anymore. Instead of sitting down to figure things out, instead of slowing down and carefully planning my hours and thinking what good I can do for Emily, I let the routine continue. I do the day in, day out. I go to Monday through Friday, mindless and automatic. I work at a nonprofit downtown next to the park. The park is bright green astroturf, ancient marble statues of crouching lions and tigers, all looking ready to pounce. Mossy chain link fences and no trees around for miles. Our mission is about spreading the awareness and improving the well-being of the animals still out there. Stray dogs, stray cows, and a wealth of exotic bird species that have been popping up in urban neighborhoods recently, like, strangely enough, the toucan. Most beautiful things are dead and long gone, but we still have a toucan population. We also monitor zoos and wildlife refuges, solicit donations from the poor and super rich, and fuck around all day, trying to make meaning from nothing, messaging and marketing. It all makes me want to die a little, the spin we do, all the spin. I don't understand how the crow has died off, but you can still find a toucan in the world. I am laid out, limbs flailed out like a star on the office floor, staring deadpan into the dimming ceiling lights. My mind as empty as my stomach. I skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I drink cups and cups of coffee. Yeah, it's random, Drew says. She slouches in her chair and squints her eyes at nothing in particular. I remember birds on power lines. I remember birds just chilling in trees. I miss birds and trees and just watching over us from everywhere. The toucan, Drew says. There's still the toucan. Drew points to our mission vision painted along the wall. I say I'm so fucking sick and tired of toucan. The wall behind Drew is covered in toucan merchandise, like hoodies, stickers, and large t-shirts that would never move. I stare into the eyes of the toucan like it knows me, and I start to feel demented. The office is cold because we like saving on the heating bill. Drew is the only other staff member, and I may be falling in love with her. She likes to draw comics in her free time when no one reads comics anymore. I have seen her draw. I think the attraction started with her hands, how they stopped shaking when she put pen to paper. Have you heard of these pop-up zoos, Drew asked? No, they're a big thing right now. They pop up near retail stores and it's like, they're just a single tent. Sometimes there's a super rare animal in there, but that's been recently discovered, Drew says. Like the other day, there was one with a real fox in it. Oh shit, foxes are still around? One at least, she said. But usually these pop-ups are just cows, and they take up a lot of our donations. Drew is the executive director. I am everything else, every other department. I am HR, I am admin, I am payroll, I am operations, I am development. We both dabble in marketing. I say, I would still go see a cow. Me too, she says. Me too. I say, I would have a cow. Don't, she says. I would have a cow. Thanks, y'all. I think that's going to be me for tonight. Appreciate y'all so much.